Hi guys. So this is where we stopped in the last video. We're still continuing with the tutorial question. We're now in question 4. So question 4 says calculate the equilibrium price at which the product will be sold and the equilibrium quantity that will be sold also illustrates on a graph. So you do know that guys, so they want us to calculate the equilibrium price and the quantity using this equation. So we know that here on our thingy, we have quantity demanded being equal to quantity supply. So this is our supply, and then this is our demand. So here, the quantity which is supplied is exactly the same as the quantity which is demanded at this quantity here. And also at this price, the price is the same. You guys understand? So we can just equate these equations to get the price as well as the quantity demanded and the quantity supplied. So what we'll do here is just we'll say uti let me just do it here. So we will say uti PD is equal to PS, right? PD is equal to PS. We're trying to equate these equations. Then we'll say uti 6 minus, because PD is 6 minus 2 QD, which is equal to PS, which is 1 plus 3 QS. And then you just say 6, because 1 is positive on this side, if it goes that side, it's going to be negative, so it's going to be negative 1 is equals to have 3 QS, and then minus 2 QD. Minus 2 is negative. If you transpose it, it's going to be positive, so plus 2 going to be plus 2 QD. Also, guys, remember I did tell you that even if you don't know if this is for this is the equation for demand, this is the equation for supply. These signs here will tell you if this is the equation for demand or supply, because here it is negative. So already you know this is the equation for demand, because demand has a negative slope. And then the curve of the demand, the curve of the demand curve is negatively sloping or downward sloping, while the curve of the supply curve is upward sloping. It is positive, indicated by this plus. So yeah, here you equating your equations, or here is supposed to be supposed to be what? 1 plus 3q ish. Supposed to be 1 plus 3 ish at okay. It's going to be 6 minus 1 because we transposed to 1, which was negative, which is positive. When you transpose, it's going to be negative, equals to, and then it's going to be 3 QS, and then 2 is positive. If you transpose it, it's going to be negative. You're going to say, okay, so firstly, just write the equation as it is. 2 QD equals to 1 plus, where's my plus 3 QS. And then now you transpose, you say 6 minus 1 equals to 3 QS, and then 3 QS, 2 is negative, you bring it this side, it's going to be positive, 2 QD. And then yeah, so this is what we have. Then now we just have to say 6 minus 6, you have 5 equals to 3 plus 2, that will give you 5 as well. 5. You can just say QS or QD, but you do know that value at equilibrium, your QS and your QD is the same. You understand? So you can just say QS or QD, depends. So now you have 5 equal to 5 QS or 5 QD. You just now say 5 divided by 5. You divide by 5 on both sides, and then you say 5 QS or QD let me just say QS divided by 5. So 5 divided by 5, this is going to give you 1. 5 QS divided by 5, it's going to give 5 divided by 5 is going to be 1 times QS, you're going to get QS. So your final answer will be QS or QD is equal to 1. So your quantity demanded and your quantity supplied now is 1. So let me just draw it to show you guys this. So it's maybe recording because yeah. And then so you have something like this: quantity supplied, quantity demanded, you have your price, you have your equilibrium, quantity supplied and demand. So your quantity supplied and demanded is 1. So now to get your price, you can just substitute this 1 here on your QD and your QS. You have to get the same price if this is correct. So if you substitute 1 here, you say 6 minus 2 into 1, you get 4. 1 plus 3 into 1, you get 4. So your price here is 4. So this is correct. Okay, I can just wrap this off and then you can pause and also just if you want to like understand how I did it, because yeah, you can just pause and then continue. So number 5, they're saying calculate the supply equation using the information in the above table. So now you need to calculate the supply equation. The equation we're going to use is this one. The supply equation is just says this is number 5.1. So it just say quantity supplied is equal to C, which is a constant, plus D, which is a gradient, and P for price. So quantity supply is equal to C, which is your constant, plus D, P. D is your gradient and your P is the price. So this should remind you of the formula that we used to use in maths, which is y equals to mx plus c, where m is your gradient and your c is your constant and your y and your x are your coordinates. So this is the same thing. Our p and qs is our coordinates, these ones. And then c is our constant, d is our gradient. So also what we do here, we're just going to firstly calculate d by saying that I change in quantity. I'm just going to write Q for quantity over a change in P for price, right? And then our change in quantity, I'm just going to take this one, 1 and 2, and 3 and 5 also for the price. So I'm going to say 1 minus 2 divided by, oh no, I should say 2 minus 1 because it's a change. 2 minus 1 divided by 5 minus 3. And then you would get equals to 2 minus 1 and 5 minus 3. You would get even 1 over 2. Let me say 2 divided by 5 minus 3. You get 1 over 2, so you get 1 over 2. So this is what you have now, and then this is your D. So D is equal to 1 over 2, right? So now you have to just calculate your C. So C is a constant, so you just use this formula. You substitute quantity supplied, you substitute your D, which is 1 over 2, and also the price, any price here. So maybe you can just take 4 and 9. So our quantity supplied will be 4, and then the price we're going to use is 9. And then on the place of D, we're going to use 1 over 2 to get the constant, which is C, right? So I'm just going to do that and say the quantity supplied, I'm simply taking 4, right? So it's going to be 4 equals to, our C is a constant, it's going to be 1. So C plus D is 1 over 2. So you say 1 over 2 into, you open your brackets, you have Our price is 9. You just don't take any price. If you chose to take the quantity 4, then your price will be 9. If you chose to take the quantity 3, then your price will be 7. Understand? So after this, we have that side 1 over 2 into 9, you get 4 equals to C plus 1 over 2 into 9. What do you get? You get 9 over 2. So you get 9 over 2. And then you just transpose this 4 to this side, and then you transpose the C to that side. Oh no, I've just transposed all 9 over 2 that side. So I'm just gonna have C equals to 4 minus, because 9 over 2 is positive. If it goes that side, it's gonna be negative. So minus 9 over 2. So 4 minus 9 over 2, what do I get? I get negative 1 over 2. So my C is equal to negative 1 over 2. That is your C. I just want to check if I got that answer. Yeah. So now you just take your C and your D and you substitute into the equation now to no, oh no, basically now you just write your equation. So QS is equal to our C is 1 minus 1 over 2 minus 1 over 2 and then plus D plus our D is 1 over 2, 1 over 2 and then P for price. So you're done. So to test or to check if your equation is correct, you just have to say minus 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2. And then here in a place of price, you can just put 11 to see if you get 5. Let me just try. So you're going to say 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2. And then we just put any price in J. We can just put 11. I get 5. Or I can put 7 to see if I get 3. I get 3 and so on. So if you so if you're able to substitute any, or even if you substitute here to your quantity supplied and you get these prices here, then it means your equation is correct. So our equation is correct. So we're done with this one. Yeah, important thing here is just to know the equation and then just know that it's still the same equation that you used to use in high school, which is y equals to mx plus c. It's just that now we use c plus dp, where your c is your constant, your d is your gradient. It's a change in quantity over change in price, and then your p is your price. Yeah. You can pause the video to so that if you still want to look at this, because now I'm just going to remove it so that I do other things. So now we're going to question 6, but here based on the given market above, determine equilibrium price and quantity, show all calculations. So here we're just supposed to calculate the supply equation. So let's say based on the given market data above, determine the equilibrium price and quantity, show all calculations. So here we have to determine the equilibrium price and the equilibrium quantity. So by just looking at this thing like this, we cannot find the equilibrium price and quantity. We have to do what? We have to we will have to find the equation of the demand equation and the supply equation and then equate the two. But I feel like maybe if we look at the quantity supplied in this side and look at the quantity supplied this side and see which one is the same. So we have 400 here, we have 400 here, we have 450 here, we have 450 here. Now this is very confusing. We can't just look at the quantities like this and then determine the equilibrium. Then this one we definitely have to use the equations. But with other questions, you can just look for the quantity which is the same on the quantity supplied side and the quantity demanded side, and then that definitely is your equilibrium thingy, quantity and price. But if it's just like this now, where we have so many quantities that are same with the quantities demanded and the quantity supplied as well, then you definitely have to know the equation, okay? so that you are able to do these questions. So which one are we starting? Quantity demanded, quantity supplied. So let's just start with quantity demanded. So quantity demanded is equal to A. The equation is still the same. It's just that with the quantity demanded, it's not plus, it's minus BP. A minus dP, and then with your quantity supplied, it's plus. Because guys, I did say that because your quantity supplied is positively sloping, it is increasing. The curve is increasing, while your quantity demanded, the curve is going down. That is why it has a negative. So you just write the equations here. Quantity demanded is A minus dP. There's a minus here because the curve is going down, this negatively sloping. Quantity supplied, it's A plus dP because the curve is positive, it's upward sloping. So now you just here, you try to find firstly, you try to find your D, which is like your gradient. So you know that the D, you say a change in quantity over a change in price. I'm not going to write that because I wrote it in the previous question. Now I'm just going to go and just gonna go here and say, okay, which quantities are we going to use? Let's just take the first one, this one ish. Let's just take the first one. So let's just take this one. This, I'm gonna use this quantities and that price. Excuse me. Also on this side, we're gonna use this quantity and that price. So you're going to say, okay, so we have to say a change in quantity demanded. So you're gonna say 550 minus 600 divided by a change in price, which is 200 minus 100 rand. And then you're also going to do the same for your quantity supplied. You're going to say 300 quantity supplied minus 250, a change in quantity supplied, divided by a change in price, which is 200 minus 100. And then you just put this in your calculator, and then you get for your quantity demanded, you would get let me see, 550 minus 600. So your D is equal to negative 1/2. You get negative 1/2, and then this side you would get your D being equals to positive 1/2. So you have your D, and then what do you do after this? You just take this, you substitute here, your D, you put your D here, your price and your quantity demanded, you choose any price and any quantity here. Let's just say we're going to choose, no, let me just stick to the ones that I've chosen. Let me just choose 600s and hundreds. So that maybe like I don't use many different numbers and then I end up getting the wrong answer. So quantity demanded, which quantity are we using? We're using 600. So we're going to say 600 equals to A. A is the unknown, it's what we want, minus 1/2, 1/2. And then 1/2, and then P, we're going to choose hundreds for our P, close brackets. Also on this side, we're going to say quantity supplied, we're going to take the first one as well, 250 equals to A. A is the unknown, we want to calculate A. And then our D is 1/2, 1/2, and then we're just going to put the price of 100 as well on this side. Yeah, and then if you punch this on your calculator, minus 1/2, into hundreds, you get 50, -50. So you're gonna have 600 equals to A minus, maybe this might be confusing, the fact that I do this side and I do that side, but I just think it might be clear as well if we do it simultaneously. Also on this side, we're going to have 250 equals to A is a constant, then 1/2 into 100, that is +50, so you're gonna have plus 50 on this side. Okay. And then now you just you transpose, you basically say 600 because your 50 is negative here. If you transpose it, that side is going to be positive. So your A is going to be equals to 600 plus 50, which is 650. And then your A, this side is gonna be 250. 50 is positive. If you transpose it, it's going to be negative. So A is going to be equal to 250 minus 50, which is 200. 250 minus 50, which is 200. And then yeah. So what you do now, you just put you formulate your equation, okay? So quantity demanded will then be equals to your A, which is 650, minus because this is a demand equation, minus 1/2. And then this side, your quantity supplied is going to be equals to your A is 200, so 200 plus, because this is a supply equation, so it's going to be plus 1/2 this side, 1/2. And then okay, you are not done because they say you must determine the equilibrium price and the quantity. So now you just have to, oh, I forgot the P's. I forgot the P's. Ish, let me just write them with the thingy because this thing of like doing it again is, so you're supposed to have P this side. You're also supposed to have P here, P. And then now you have to get the equilibrium price and the equilibrium quantity. So what you do now is you just you equate these two. Okay, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. But then we can do that. You just equate these two. So you have the equations now, and then you have to find the equilibrium price and the equilibrium quantity. So what you do is then now you equate them. So how do you equate them? You say, let me just try to write here. Don't have space. So what you say is quantity demanded over quantity supplied. Quantity demanded equals to, because we know that the equilibrium quantity demand is equal to quantity supplied, right? And then the equation for quantity demanded is 650 minus 1/2, which is equal to quantity supplied, which is 200 plus 1/2, positive 1/2 P. Ish, I'm forgetting the P's. P, and then also P. And then you transpose, you say 650. 200 is positive. If you transpose it to that side, it's going to be negative 200 equals to 1/2, positive 1/2. That's 1/2. This side is positive. If you take it that, it's negative. If you take it to that side, it's going to be positive 1/2. So 650 minus 200, what do you get? You get negative 450. 650 minus 200. We get 450, which is positive, equals to 1/2 plus 1/2. Um, One. Oh yeah. So 1/2 plus 1/2, you get 1. So which is the same as supposed to be P here. 1/2 plus 1/2, you get 1. So 1/2p plus 1/2p is the same as just 1p. So this would be your answer. So P is 450. And then, so your price is 450. So now to check your quantity supply and your quantity demand, you just take this 400 and you just take this 450, you substitute it here as your P to get your quantity demand. So what you say, you say, oh no, you come here, you say 650 minus 1/2, then you substitute your 450. So your quantity demanded is 425. So it has to be equal to your quantity supplied. So come this side, you say 200 plus 1/2 into 450. You get 425 as well. So then it means with here, your steps were correct. So now you can just write your thingy, your curves. So this is demand, this is supply, and then this is the price, this is the quantity. The quantity I did say it is 4 to 5. So 4, this is 4-ish to 5, and then your price is 450. So 450, and then you are done. So what we did here is that we first of all we worked out the equation of quantity demanded and quantity supplied by firstly calculating D, which is like our gradient. We said a change in quantity demanded over a change in price. We got D, which is minus 1/2, right? And then after getting 1/2, A here is our constant. So we said we took quantity demanded from here. We used the first row. So you say 600, which is the quantity demanded. 600 is equal to A, which is our constant, minus 1/2, which is our D. We calculated it here by finding the gradient. And then 100 is our price, this one which we used. And then we got 600 equal to A minus 50. So we took this 50, we transposed it to that side. We say 600 is equal to positive 50. So 600 plus 50, we got 650. So our A is 650. Then we just put this together to say quantity demand is equal to 650, which is our A, minus 1/2, which is the DP, which is the price. Also here we did the same thing. We said we firstly wanted to formulate the equation for quantity supplied, which is A plus DP. Quantity supplied, there's a plus here because the supply curve is like this. As you can see, it is upward sloping, it is positive. So we also use the first row to say okay, the quantity supplied is 300. No, firstly here we calculated the D to find the gradient. So we said the change in quantity over change in price. So 300 minus 250 over 200 minus 100, we got D, which is 1/2, right? And then we came here, we said routine, we took quantity supplied, the first row, which is 250 here, and then the price, which is 100 Rand on the same row. And then we wanted to get the A, which is a constant. So we did the same thing. We transposed 50 here to this side. It was positive. When it went to that side, it became negative. So it was 250 minus 50 was 200. So our A was 200. Then now we had our equations, this one and this one. Then now we had to, after finding our equations, now we have to equate them so we can get the quantity. So you can get the price and the quantity. So we say quantity demand is equal to quantity supplied. So 650 minus 1/2 is equal to 200 plus 1/2. Then we say 650 minus 200 because 200 is positive on this side. If it goes that side, it's going to be negative. Then 1/2 plus 1/2. 1/2 is negative on this side. If it goes that side, it's going to be positive. Then we got 450 equals to P. So our price is 450. So now to get the quantity, we just took this 450, we substituted in this equation, we got 425. We also took this price 450, we substituted it in this equation here in the place of P, we also got 425. So then we concluded that our answer was correct because now the quantity demanded is the same as the quantity which is supplied. Yeah, that was all for that question, for this question. I hope it's the last one. Let me check. Oh yes, it was the last question, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna end the recording. Oh, also, guys, let me just see this thing. The lecturer said that we're going to next week we're going to do the dead weight loss. I just want to show you guys where the dead weight loss is. It's here. You're lucky if you watch this video before next week, because now you would know this thing when you get into class. I'm not gonna explain it though, I'm just gonna show you guys. So you have, this is my demand, this is my supply, right? We know this. So the dead weight loss will occur when the government decides to set a price ceiling or a price floor. So let's say that the government sets a price ceiling to say, okay, no, let me use the minimum wage because it's gonna make sense. So let's say that now the wages of people are earning I'm just gonna say I'm gonna use 2,000 here. The wage is 2,000. So maybe like okay, it's 200. This supplier is paying our consumers 200 rand. Then the government comes and sets the minimum wage, which is the price floor. We know that the minimum wage must be set above the market equilibrium price, right? So the government then sets the minimum wage here to be this. So if the minimum wage is here, and then maybe the government says people must earn 3,000 instead of 200. Can you see? So what is going to happen is that we're going to have our labor supplied. So meaning that people that are willing to supply their labor. So let's say here maybe it was 2. I'm just going to use like small numbers. Then now it is 4. Then this one is 1. So this means we would see because of the increase in the prices for our wages or salaries for our laborers. Labor, okay, I want to do this to say labor supplied is, so labor supplied here and labor demanded, so this is LD. So labor supplied will increase, as you can see, from 2 to 4. So meaning that more people will be willing to supply their labor, more people will be willing to work. While the labor demanded, now the workers which are demanded by the employees is going to decrease from 2 to 1. Why? Because now an increase in the wages has increased their cost in the workplace, in the business. So now in order to reduce their cost, they'd have to demand less labor, less workers. So if they demand less workers, initially they were employing two laborers, now they employ 1. It means ukuthi there is going to be, I just say ukuthi this gap here, it represents the workers who will be retrenched, who will be without work. So so this represents the dead weight loss, because those are the number of the people that will be left without work. So you just calculate here the dead weight loss. Basically, you say 2 minus 1. So it's going to be equals to 1. Yeah, that is all I can say for now. The rest will hear it in class. Thank you guys for watching my videos. Yeah, I'm grateful and hope they help. Bye bye.